What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. Now, I want to talk to you guys. We want to talk some common sense. A lot of times, or sometimes should I say, when the smoke clears of a particular situation, when you say things, you bring up some points, you bring up awareness, then people will listen and go, damn, you know what, that is true. Because in the heat of the moment, a lot of times people are more persuaded by the majority of what people are saying. So if less people are speaking on the facts and standing on what's really real, what's solid, people, a lot of times, they don't really know how to see how things go, because they'll hear people speaking in videos talking about what happened with one person and this person got away with this. So it's all like, well, you know, so then we can't just get the one which is a completely stupid way. You know, imagine if slavery was treated like, yeah, imagine people going, well, you can't free these slaves if they didn't free the ones before them, so they got to remain slaves as well. Slavery need to, as a matter of fact, need to bring it back because, yeah, right? You want to keep some shit going because, well, this person didn't get it and that person, but then they still don't even understand what happened with certain fighters because they don't know every goddamn thing. And there were fighters that were suspended, okay, for doing less. Now, before I dig into that, this is what I want to say. We talked about Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. And I told you guys, I even posted up on the video, I thought that Amanda Serrano won the fight. As you can see, she landed 324 punches to Katie Taylor's 217. I mean, by far she landed way more punches, and even with a point reduction, deduction, she still won by unanimous decision. Now, I told you, I do believe it's very possible that the judges could have also said, I don't agree with that point that the ref is taking away. So, in scoring the fight, they scored it crazy. If you listen to the commentary, which are not the judges, but listen to the commentary, they were giving them both props, but basically, come on, Rosie Perez is Puerto Rican, you know, Amanda Serrano's Puerto Rican, you know, Roy Jones thinks he's Russian and Black American because he got Russian citizenship, so yeah, whatever, but you know, and the other commentator, I mean, whatever, bottom line, they were all, like, clearly, like, biased for Amanda Serrano on the commentary. Now, let's think about something. When the first fight was called a draw, look, her promoters, like the main people involved, think about it. She didn't get that decision, right? Now, when you look at it and you think, well, damn, it's not like, you know, Katie wasn't landing some good shots and getting the shots off. They both were fighting. But let's look at what happened. I'm not so much looking at the fight, okay, to talk about the fight. Well, this is what I want to say. People are so outraged about the decision. But the fight itself was overshadowed, truthfully, by the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul situation. But for the people that are talking about Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano situation, man, I saw thumbnails, I saw people talking about, oh, the decision is overturned and, oh, Katie Taylor's no longer champion and all this stuff and whatever. And, you know, a lot of people put thumbnails up because you think they heard something that you didn't hear. And then when you start to watch the video, they're telling you what they think should happen. But the thumbnail is saying it did happen. All right. But I want y'all to think about something. You have a woman in Amanda Serrano. Solid fighter. Right? Good, tough, scrappy fighter. Katie Taylor, good, tough, scrappy fighter that, you know, basically, you know, they both come forward. There was head clashing, not head butting. It's a difference. They both come forward. Serrano's taller than Katie Taylor. So she's going to get, and I always tell people, I don't know why people are so stupid with this nonsense. If you're this tall and somebody's this tall and you're both coming down, guess what? Their head is going to be closer to your eyelid, your nose, your cheekbones, your lips, or whatever, okay? Bottom line, then it would be your forehead. So when you're both coming in leading with your heads, and they both were doing it, and this is why I say, we have gotten to the point where people are just like stuck on stupid, because you can clearly watch this fight and see they were both doing the same thing. There was no with their head up. There was none of that. None of that was happening. They were both coming in head clashing. And even like someone pointed out, they feel like Serrano was rubbing her head on the cut. So what? So fucking what? That's what people do. That's little dirty shit that they do on the inside. Now, my thing is, if you look at Amanda Serrano, you don't think there's ever anything she ever did in the fucking fight that somebody can't complain about and say, hey, look at what she's doing, right? Even in that same fight, they were both head clashing, not head butting. They both fight the same way. Here's something that I'm going to bring up to make to my next comparison. Serrano didn't do anything different to avoid the head clashing. Katie Taylor didn't do anything different to avoid the head clashing. It's just the way they fight. But when you talk about skills and you're talking about pound for pound and all this stuff, people get so wrapped up and so caught up. You're talking about how much money the woman made, and she's the first one to make X amount of millions, and this and that, and this one is jealous of her, and that one is jealous, and this and that. And, okay. Here's what made me laugh, though, more than anything. There's the hypocrisy. People actually started a Justice for Loma Christ channel. Literally started that shit. Paulie Malignaggi was a part of it. Ellie Setback, a bunch of other people. Yeah, Justice for Loma. I remember when one of the family told me, I'm like, really? I started laughing. I checked it out and I'm like, damn, ain't this some shit? And it was a legit channel. Justice for Loma. Because they felt that he was robbed by Devin Haney. Man, please. Let me tell y'all something. That Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight was not nearly as close as people made it sound. I didn't see how, especially with that point deduction on top of that. But I told you, I think they scored it the way they did. Like, nah. And they didn't agree with that point deduction. So you can complain about the scoring, you can complain about the decision, but also that point deduction was bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Because there's not one round. And I went and watched the Chantel Karen fight and all that, both of them. Head clashing, not head butting. Not head butting, head clashing. That's just the way they fight. But here's what I find to be weird. They started this channel. Are they going to start a channel now for Amanda Serrano? See, all this partitioning and wanting Katie to be stripped, and it was a robbery, right? All of this crying and whining, right? Same what they did for Loma, but that Haney Lomachenko fight was a hell of a lot closer than that Katie Taylor Serrano fight for sure. You can't even compare the two in terms of the outcome of who should have won it. No, that fight was a lot closer. I felt like Haney pulled it off. Okay, Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgartner. A lot closer than people tried to make it seem. They tried to make it seem like, I heard people talk about Michaela Mayer won every round except for two, and I thought Baumgartner won it by two. I thought she edged it out. Like I said, there was no dominance from either woman. Okay, with Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. No, Devin didn't dominate. It was a close fight, and what people were doing, they were overlooking those body shots, and he was landing several body shots. Like every round, he just kept landing those body shots, and it was a close, tough fight. But I felt like Devin had edged it out, and people try to pay more attention to the last rounds, the later rounds, than the earlier rounds. And it just doesn't work that way. This isn't about being selective. It's about, calling it the way it's supposed to be called. Now, I say, and I stand on it, Amanda Serrano, and as far as I'm concerned, she won that fight, and it was too wide of a margin. Like, even before I got the stats to see, like, the punch stats, punches landed, everything, just watching the fight, I'm not seeing her lose in this fight. Like, it's just the way when they gave the decision, I'm saying to myself, because even commentary, let's be real, we don't know if commentary is looking at somebody going, who you got winning. So one of the, we don't know, but, when people have their own unofficial scorecards, something just made me think Katie. Right before they're going to give it to Katie. And they gave it to Katie. I thought Amanda Serrano did more than enough to win the fight. I thought that, look, like Katie fought hard. She's her usual in and out style, but she was getting hit way too much, even coming in. And I just don't know how you see all these punches land. I don't give a shit if Amanda had hit her with nothing but jabs. Come on, 324 to 270. That is come on, man. That is too far. What 271 or whatever it was. That was too far of a margin for Katie to win that fight. Okay, but this is the comparison I want to make to show you the lack of morale and compassion for human beings, man. And like I said, we support scumbags. Scumbags are always good for our sport. Now all of a sudden they're labeling Katie Taylor a dirty fighter. Now isn't it funny how Katie Taylor could do no wrong? And all the comparisons with Claressa Shields. Now all of a sudden notice they're no longer saying Katie Taylor and Claressa Shields are number 1 and number 2. All of a sudden they're saying Amanda Serrano and Claressa Shields are number 1 and number 2. But at the same time, Shields is jealous. And she's jealous and she's this. She's hating. Let me tell y'all something, man. I don't do this popular demand and let's go with the more popular narrative crap. I'm always going to stand on what's real. And this is why you got these sellouts that will sit up here and make these stupid ass videos trying to tell you that somebody's hating and they're jealous because they're standing their grounds. Maybe somebody could tell you they're better than you at something that maybe if you suck at something or if you're not as good at something, well, there's no harm in being honest. But like I said, I don't give a shit about a pound for pound list. I don't give a fuck about a Ring magazine list. I don't care who other people have on pedestals. Some of the fighters that we want to see win end up losing. And you hear like what I say about Anthony Joshua, right? Do you feel like another person that like Anthony Joshua, like an Anthony Joshua fan, will think I'm hating because I'm speaking the truth? Yet he's the heavyweight I want to see win over all the other heavyweights. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that AJ is the best heavyweight out there when he did what he did. And I felt like after the last 2 fights he had prior, that, yeah, he very well, if he could maintain, being able to win and fight the way he was doing. But like I said, it's a fight-by-fight basis. He has to come back and show, nope, I'm still here. I'm still here. Last fight with the way it went with Dubois, but I'm back. And until he does that, anybody would sound stupid saying he's the best heavyweight. But you Deontay Wilder fans seem to think that Deontay's still the best. Yet, okay, let me get back. So, I'm listening to all of these comments. I'm reading all these comments. I'm listening to all these stupid, biased, oh, we all from the same country, wave our flag, all that bullshit. That's all it is bullshit. I'm listening to these people talking. I said, damn, now look at how quick all of a sudden Katie Taylor's being labeled a dirty fighter. She's a dirty fighter all of a sudden. Okay. Now, the same way they all was against Baumgartner, then as soon as she starts talking shit about Claressa Shields, we all love Alicia. Now all of a sudden, and they didn't care. Notice how they didn't care about her failed test when she was talking about fighting Claressa. These are motherfucking facts. Go look at videos. They didn't give a shit about her failing a test, a drug test, and not proving her innocence and her being a clean fighter. When she was talking about fighting Shields, all you heard was, yeah, we need this fight. And like I said, it was a bunch of ignorant, black, stupid-ass content creators that don't know shit, don't understand why. On several reasons, this fight is a stupid fight. So when Tony Harrison even spoke and said pretty much damn near word for word the same thing I said about why that fight makes no sense, all of a sudden now Tony Harrison, oh, he hating. Okay, now Tony Harrison's hating, but all along, yo, Tony a good dude. I like Tony. Now he's hating. Okay. You guys are so immature, so ignorant, and nothing but a bunch of culture vultures. And all y'all fucking care about is getting more views, likes, and subscribers. Let me explain something to y'all. I saw two women going in and fight, and both was doing the same thing, leading with their head. I feel like the wrong woman got her hand arm raised. But you motherfuckers are now crying like little bitches and whining, and they've been making videos every single day since that fight. People making videos complaining and whining about, she got robbed, they need to overturn the decision, yo, Katie gonna take Katie's belt because Katie this and Katie that, now Katie's a dirty fighter, but all along you're always trying to put both of them over Clarissa Shields. But now y'all so angry at Katie, oh, now you want to put Clarissa up there as well. Y'all talking all this hating shit. Do y'all realize that people respond? It's like you ask a person a question, and then you ask that fighter a question, and then you interview the fighter that you asked the question about, and then tell that fighter what you said about them, and they always keep shit going. And what most fighters do wrong is they respond before they actually know what was, the fact that, no, this person is responding, but at the same time, if you say some saucy shit, then yeah, they're going to come back at you the same way. Now, check this out. And I'm going to show you some hypocrisy. And I've already showed you some, and I'm going to show you some more. You guys are making such a stink out of the decision. Because you know why? Regardless to what you say, there'll be no side note on the record saying, well, truthfully, Serrano won. Nope, it's just going to say she lost. Check this out. Y'all think the decision should be overturned. Y'all are out here cursing and swearing and losing your mind over a decision. It's not fair. It's not right. It's illegal. She should fight within the rules. This is the fucking comments that I'm reading. This is what the fuck I'm reading. This is the things I'm hearing you motherfuckers say. She's cheating. She's not upholding the rules of boxing. Boxing is not done with your head. It's done with your fist. And she was cheating, and that's not fair. Hold up, you motherfucking punk, bitch, pussy-ass motherfuckers. You motherfuckers were the same sons of bitches that was fucking cheering Ryan Garcia cheating, dirty, racist ass. So you mean to tell me someone in a fight who's doing the same shit as her opponent, coming forward, leading with their head, they have head clashes, and all of a sudden, that should be overturned. Now, true, the difference in the fact that Serrano won the fight, as far as I'm concerned, okay, but Devin Haney didn't have the right game plan. For whatever reason, in which I already explained and went through that, but that does not change the fucking principles that Ryan Garcia, we knew before the fight happened he cheated because the motherfucker didn't make weight. Purposely didn't make weight. And he stand up there drinking beers, told y'all to suck his dick when he got booed for not making weight. But no, the racist Ryan Garcia fans, oh no, it shouldn't matter. So what if he was, they let him get away with it. Okay, well, have that same energy and say, well, the judges let Katie Taylor get away with headbutting. Have that same fucking energy with that, man. And I'm sitting here going, ain't this some shit? And not only did this motherfucker not make weight purposely, and even admitted, fuck it, I'm not making that weight. I want to be strong for the fight. Yeah, and he knew Devin Haney wouldn't. He knew Devin would be weight drained. He would have that disadvantage that Ryan wouldn't have. No different from the last dude that just fought and came in there against Keyshawn Davis, way overweight, 20 pounds overweight, trying to cheat but got his ass stretched. But here's the fucking thing. Ryan Garcia not only went on his racist, disgusting rant, and you should want to have nothing to do with a motherfucker like that, but that's show you the level of scumbags. How many scumbags out there. But this motherfucker was on steroids and even talking about it, bragging about, imagine if you had a league where you could do steroids like legally. Oh, that would be so cool. This the same dude that sat there and said, I don't even know where to get steroids. Everybody knows I don't do drugs. You contradict your own self with your own fucking words, and you racist motherfuckers was still supporting him even after he said that bullshit. Okay. Also, think about it. Y'all didn't think it was necessary for Devin Haney to press charges, to take him to court, to try to sue. Y'all didn't, none of that shit. But y'all think, and this motherfucker cheated, not making weight, not honoring his contract, fighting, using steroids, and then y'all sitting up here bitching about Katie Taylor's head like she got fucking spikes sticking out the motherfucker. And y'all sitting up here making all this stink and bitching about Serrano being number one, that she made the most money in any woman's fight. And all of this shit is you motherfuckers try so hard. It's just like Pacquiao and Floyd all over again. Y'all want so bad to be able to say, that somebody in boxing, okay, there's a female boxer that is more accomplished than Shields. She did this, she did that. You want to know the only difference between Shields and Serrano than Pacquiao and Floyd is Shields would beat the fuck out of Serrano worse than Floyd beat Pacquiao. For sure. For sure. That wouldn't even be a fucking close fight. She would beat the shit out of her. And you already know the excuses. Oh, she was too small, man. Right? But y'all got big mouths. And now all of a sudden Serrano's having a big mouth. But she knows she's never going to fight Clarissa Shields. So it makes no sense to just run your mouth to try to get notoriety. Your name is being mentioned with this same person. Okay, you made more money, but you still didn't get the decision. And then on top of that, right? For the fans, the idiot fans that are sitting up here making all these excuses about fighting clean and not cheating, and y'all sat here and supported Ryan fucking Garcia no matter what he did. Period. Then y'all turn around and y'all talking about Clarissa Shields got a big mouth, and so fucking what? 90% of fucking fighters do. Fucking 95% of them do. But you know what's really funny to me? Because you know who don't have a big mouth? Sky Nicholson. But yet, y'all talking shit about Sky Nicholson. So when I say you motherfuckers are a bunch of idol worshiping soft bitches, do you understand where I'm coming from? Y'all sitting up here talking shit. Oh, she'll never be on her level. She's not ready. No. You know what? It's so funny. What's the last fight that Sky had? They fought on the same card as Ben Whitaker when he did his suplex out the ring with his opponent. What is her name? Something Chapman. I forget her name. But the Sky Nicholson, before that fight, there was so many people saying, "Oh, she's gonna pressure Sky. Yo, this is gonna be Sky's toughest fight. I don't think Sky's gonna win because Sky like to run. Sky move too much. She's gonna cut the ring off. She knows how to cut off the ring. She's gonna put that pressure." The woman said it herself. I forget her name. Like I said, I know her last name is Chapman, but she said it herself that she knows how to cut off the ring. Sky's not gonna be able to run. Sky don't fucking run. Sky box. She move and stick and move and do what she's supposed to do. And I'm like, with Sky Nicholson, the one thing she does that can get her clipped, she comes out the southpaw stance, and a lot of times, she fight with her hands down a lot. But a lot of times what she does when she plant her feet, she'll throw that left uppercut, and without setting something up first. And sometimes she gets tagged when she does that. Okay, and but she hasn't shown a weak jaw or a weak chin so far, because I've seen her take big shots and she don't go anywhere. The problem, and I know what this is, it's not she's boring. I don't give a fuck about whose style you like and don't like. The problem that people have is, truthfully, they know her style would bother Amanda Serrano. And in that last fight that she had, the same way that everybody was talking about the pressure, she won a unanimous decision. That fight, she won so easily. And they know. And here's my thing. Let's say she fought Serrano and Serrano beat her. So fucking what? Make the fucking fight happen. Because you're holding titles at 126 pounds. She wants to fucking fight for undisputed. And you obviously don't. I don't give a fuck about fear, no fear, whatever. It's like I told you, I explained the situation with Boots and with Crawford, and then Crawford ends up saying the same shit I've been telling you guys forever. Here's my thing, and like I said, and I mean this shit though. The only difference now is Crawford's no longer holding belts at 147, but he was, even up until the fight at 154 that he had. If you're going to hold up a division, you don't want to fight in the division, then let the fucking belts go. Because the only fucking thing you're doing is holding up people and denying people the right to go out and fight for undisputed, because you're using your fucking popularity to hold on to something, and you're being allowed to, you're paying sanctioning fees, you're still holding the belts, but you're not defending them. You tell me, let's put shoe on the other foot. Let's put shoe on the other foot. If Sky Nicholson was holding on to those belts that she has for a year and a half and not defending them, but she keeps telling everybody, I'm still the best featherweight, I'm this, I'm that, well, then you need to want to fight that person. And that's the thing. Sky has a belt. So even if she was a challenger without a title, so what? She has a title. You can call Sky all you want, but I guarantee you guys, and I don't use that word guarantee often, I guarantee you, Amanda Serrano knows Sky Nicholson is a much bigger threat than you guys think she is. I guarantee you. She knows that. That style that Serrano has, that Mickey Ward or Turo Gotti shit, that's the cloth she's cut from. That Iran Barkley shit. That shit always fails when they come across slick boxers that know what the fuck they're doing. Now, can they get clipped? Of course, it's a fight. But that style bothers those flat. And listen, let me say this. Even though Chapman comes in, she if you watch her, she gets reckless. Sky even told her in the press conference, in the face-off, that you know, the woman asked her, do you see anything in her, any weakness in her game? She said, well, if there's anything that I can point out, one thing would be her footwork. I think she comes in a bit reckless. I said the same shit, like, she comes in for that KO, and that looks impressive to you guys when they come in and they crack somebody and they go down, and you think that shit's going to work on everybody. Notice when she fought against Sky Nicholson, she realized, damn, closing the distance isn't as easy against Sky as I thought it would be. And notice, people talk about how Sky's not a big puncher. No, she's not known to be a big puncher, but once again, she obviously has something on her punches that her opponents respect, because nobody's running through Sky. And think about it. She was coming in, but she wasn't nearly as reckless with Sky as she's been with people in the past. And she got completely shut down. Now, Serrano is holding belts right now, and people will say, oh, but she's not Serrano. No, she's not Serrano. Okay? And Serrano's not her. That has nothing to do with it. Serrano's human, just like Sky and everybody else. You guys want to decorate their names with all these accolades and all these little attributes and all that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. If you want that smoke, right? Like I told you in the last video, she clearly, the one woman, and why you think the commentator said to her, the interviewer said, well, what do you say to people that may feel like, well, why would you fight this woman with such little experience? You know, and with only 14 fights. And, you know, don't have the experience that you have and this and that. Well, I mean, hey, she wanted it. She called my name. Hey, let's go. Let's do it, you know. Okay, wait. But when it came to Sky Nicholson, and this is facts, all you got to do is look at the fucking video. When it came to Sky Nicholson, well, you know, for me, look, I'm a fighter. You know, it's up to my promoter. I fight anybody who want me to fight. It's up to my team. That's not what she said about the opponent that she had coming up. And guess what? People will say, well, Sky don't even have that many fights. So what? Women's boxing that's normal in women's boxing, that women get titles before they even get 10 fights. You know, that's normal in women's boxing. And guess what? Well, for that person to only have 14 fights, well, Sky's what, 12 or 13 fights? And so it's same shit. Okay, right around the same, whatever. And not to mention, Sky is much better than that person that she fought. Now, all of a sudden, oh man, Sky need to stop ducking Elizabeth Oshoba. It's so funny how y'all quick to say somebody's ducking someone simply because they want to fight the person that you don't want them to see. And in a lot of ways, Sky versus Amanda Serrano in a lot of ways is like Jerron Boots and is calling out Terrence Crawford. You do realize, okay, if, let's say, for example, okay, she goes down in weight, let's say she defends her title at 126 against someone that's not as good as Sky. What's the purpose? What are you going to say? Oh, she had to get used to the weight again. What's the excuse going to be? You guys are not going to say, fuck that, fight Sky. Why not? It's a fear. It's a fear that Sky Nicholson's style will beat Amanda Serrano style. And I know it's a fear. And I know Amanda Serrano, you got to understand something, okay? Amanda Serrano is the type of fighter she like when you stand in front of her, because she don't have to try to walk you down, because she clearly don't know how to cut off a ring. She has slow feet. And even though Chapman she doesn't throw as many punches as Serrano, but she actually does have better footwork than Serrano and quicker feet than Serrano. The problem was she couldn't connect on Sky the way she wanted to. And I'll tell you something else. If Sky Nicholson focus on cracking that body, yeah, similar to the way Dev does. She focused on, I don't mean loaded up on shots, just the thing that I like about Sky's style is Sky doesn't waste a bunch of shots. But like I said, she does tend to throw that left uppercut without leading it with something a lot of times. And sometimes when she throw a hook, she does tend to lean in sometime. But one thing I will say about Sky, though, is she doesn't get hit that much. And like I said, the one thing that I don't know is how tough she is. Like, can she handle, like, a real savage fight if it comes to it? I'm not saying she can. I'm not saying she can't. I'm saying I don't know, because I've never seen her have to. But one thing about Amanda Serrano, you got to understand, any fighter that need for you to stand in front of, and that's what people don't understand, is not paying attention to. If you stand in front of moving and dancing around and not throwing punches and just not being that good, doesn't mean shit because you move. Sky Nicholson is different from everybody else in that division. So my thing is this. Let's say she does fight Elizabeth Oshoba and she beats her. Then what? Because go read the comments. Oh, Chapman's going to do this. Chapman's going to be her toughest fight. Chapman this, Chapman. That was a pretty easy fucking fight. A pretty easy fight. And then she comes out the fight, no marks on her pretty little face. What happened? What happened to big punching Chapman, right? Just saying. And Chapman was trying to get spicy in certain little interviews and, trying to, make it more than what it is. And then, like, Sky is arrogant. She's cocky. She's just like, what do y'all want people to say when they call out the fighter that you like? Oh, you know what? I'm a little scared, bitch. I shouldn't be calling out Amanda. I'm not on her level. I'm trash. I'm hoping that maybe she give me a chance, and it will be a great opportunity and experience to get punched in the face by. Like, y'all sit there and say the dumbest shit. So yeah, she doesn't talk a lot of shit. She's just confident in herself, and basically she's respectful to her opponents. And I feel like Sky Nicholson is one of the more down to earth fighters. And the way she looks up to Katie Taylor, it's probably not just in the ring, but the way Katie carries herself. She probably had that same, because Sky doesn't talk a lot of shit. Katie doesn't talk a lot of shit. But at the same fucking time, it doesn't matter if a person is talking shit or not talking shit. If they don't talk shit, they scared. If they talk shit, they talk too much. But it's selective with who it is. So, yeah, we went from all of this bitching about a dirty fighter and Katie Taylor, but you same motherfuckers had no problem with nothing that Ryan Garcia did, nothing that he said. You know what I'm saying? All that goofy shit that he did outside the ring, inside, everything. Now, all of a sudden, Katie Taylor's a dirty fighter. She should be stripped of the title. But Ryan shouldn't have been suspended. The Haney shouldn't try to sue him. You want to know why the Haney should have did what they were doing? It's really simple. Because let's say if they don't win the case, bottom line, you put pressure on these motherfuckers so they think twice about doing some shit like that again. And y'all don't even care if the sport is clean. People was saying shit in the comments talking about, well, if both dudes use steroids, it is even. Because y'all bitch asses can't fight anyway. You don't know anything about fighting. You just a fanboy. You're a nut hugger. So when you sit there and say that shit, do you realize there's fighters that have been killed in the ring and they weren't on steroids? So imagine, just because both are on it, so what? Why do you need the fucking advantage? I mean, at the end of the fucking day, if you have kids, you want to raise your kids up to not be shit. If you have fucking kids, you're a bad fucking example to your kids. If any of you are like teachers, you are a bad example. You probably racist as fuck, and you probably pick and choose what kids you're going to show favoritism to and shit like that instead of being fair. Because there's no fucking way that you can sit up here and act this way over. When I saw the amount of videos of these people whining, crying like some little bitches, and these are dudes, over this Katie Taylor Serrano decision, and I said, damn, this is Wilder Fury all over again. This is Haney Lomachenko all over again. But somehow, Ryan Garcia, he could do no fucking wrong. Notice that bitch-made motherfucker didn't go to rehab? Yeah, what happened to he's going to rehab, he's this, he's that, right. Yeah, but y'all crying like some hoes over this decision. Well, you know what? It's like this. If she don't get the third fight with Katie Taylor, I'm going to be honest with you. Not out of fear or worrying and none of that shit, because whoever wins, I really don't give a shit. Okay, may the best woman win. I don't give a fuck who wins between the two of them. Here's what I'm saying, though. Looking at shit from Katie's perspective, Katie doesn't even have a reason to fight Amanda Serrano again. It doesn't make a difference. If she went in there and literally knocked Amanda Serrano out in the next fight, you know what everybody gonna talk about? The second fight. They're gonna do the same shit that Wilder fans did when he got knocked out, got stopped by Fury. Start talking about the first fight and talking about all this glove gate shit and all. It was always something else. It could have never just been the best man won. No, that motherfucker cheated. This happened, that happened. And every time this dude lose, it's another excuse as to why he fucking lost. Same shit all over again, man. I'm like, man, look at these crying, whining, bitch-made dudes, man. All of y'all some suckers, man. And for the person that asked me about showbiz, let me explain something to y'all, man. I don't go on these motherfucking clowns channels. I've seen showbiz at one point. I here and there. I've never went to his channel to watch shit. Like, really, my playlist goes from one video to the next. And if we're talking about the same topic, then the algorithm will bring up, whatever videos are. So there's been times where somebody sometime will tell me about something, but check out this video, such and such did. And I don't have no harm in let me just say this, because I don't know this brother personally, and I don't know any of those fucking content creators personally. They are who they are. But let me just say this. He is going to kiss the ass of any non-black fighter that has a big fan base. That's what he does. He's all about subscribers. He's all about getting more likes and growing his channel. And that's what he does. Okay? That's what he does. I don't give a shit that a person has an opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. I don't know anything about him personally. I can just say, watching his channel, and he says Roy Jones is his favorite fighter of all times or whatever. I notice when it comes to black fighters, he has less of a problem with pointing a finger at a black fighter. When it's a non-black fighter involved, and they have immense popularity, or everybody, at least in terms of the following and what's being said on YouTube, and everybody talking in the boxing community, showing favoritism toward that person, that's who he leans towards. That's what he does. Yeah, he puckers up, spread them and tongue and everything. That's what he does. So it really doesn't make a difference what they say. All of them, at some point, they may say things, and I agree with certain points that they say and things like that. They don't got to say shit to get my favor, because I don't say shit to get nobody's favor. Other than the truth being spoken and people understanding what the truth is. in terms of all of this, because he too, oh man, she hating it. Of course, that's what they do. I don't know if they got mixed parents. I don't give a fuck. It's like this. Both of my parents are black. I have different mixes in my family, and I show love to everybody that show love to me. One thing that I'm not gonna fucking do is be some fucking Sambo, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't see when somebody's being racist, period. And I'm not gonna bite my tongue because, oh man, another angry black man. I give fuck you with that bullshit. See, this is what you motherfuckers do. And I already know this shit. And I've seen several black content creators do this. See, your wife is either Puerto Rican, Mexican, Asian, whatever. Okay, cool. Caucasian. Go. You're worried about if they ever watch your material and get offended by what you're saying. I guarantee you, your fucking wives won't bite their fucking tongue. I guarantee you, when your wife is sitting there, if they're into boxing, they're sitting there waving their little flag or cheering for their countrymen. And you sit right along with them playing neutral because you don't want to upset them. Well, I don't play those games. I don't cheer for nobody like that. I don't give a fuck. I'm nobody's fan. I'm all about right and wrong. And just like I know, ain't a Puerto Rican in my family, ain't a Mexican in my family, an Asian in my family, a Hawaiian in my family, a Samoan in my family, a Jamaican in my family, a Guyanese in my family, is not, so on. Not one of them is going to submit to anybody else's flag. Do you understand? Even though they're married to someone from this country or whatever country, they're not going to go along with that. Just like when you watch the Olympics, they're not cheering for USA because they're watching it over here in America. No, they're cheering for whatever country they're from. That's what they do. So these content creators, yeah, I know, you got motherfuckers that don't even live in America. They're women, like I said. Now, my thing is, it don't make you a sellout because you marry somebody outside of what your nationality is. No. What makes you a sellout is when your punk ass is scared to speak the truth. Because if me telling you the truth makes you mad, fuck you. Fuck each and every one of you. Because the reality is, look, it's as simple as this, right? You have people in this country. If somebody rolled up and said, hey, nigga, go back to Monkey Town or some shit, you have somebody going, well, I don't think it's racist. I mean, what the fuck do you mean? No. You know what I've seen black people do? I've seen us go from whooping ass and standing up, even if it meant dying, for our fucking rights and defending ourselves and our families, to all we fucking do is march, hold up signs, and we went from that to marching, crying, with our hands up in the air, asking for hugs by the racist ass police and the racist ass people that don't give a fuck about us and just wanting to be accepted and wanting to be treated like humans. And I watched that to now all we do is stand around recording shit, taking shit from everybody, and the only fucking time we feel tough, we feel gangster, we about that life is when we look alike. That's what the fuck I see. Let me just say it like it is. There's nothing tough about you being a man, painting your fucking nails, wearing long hair, and getting injections in your body. It's nothing tough about a man walking around wearing a dress. It's nothing tough about a man who walks around and sell out his own people to fit in. And this, you think these people don't see what you're doing. They clearly see what the fuck you're doing. They clearly see. And they know you a Sambo. And they know that you're weak. And they will never do the shit that you're doing to their people. So you might think that because you're getting likes and subscribers, that's all it comes down to. I'll say somebody else. What's the guy channel? I think it's IBFP or whatever the fuck, or ABCDEF, whatever the fuck. IBFP, I think this name is, whatever. Some dude, I'd never see his face. He always make these videos calling fighters garbage truck juice. And I promise you, he knows what Canelo's nutsack smell like, what it tastes like, everything. Every fucking other video is about Canelo. The Charlos are garbage truck juice. Such and such is garbage truck juice. This and this and this. Canelo dares to be great. These guys are jealous of Canelo. If any fucking fighter was given a championship, an invisible belt, and the privilege to go up and down as they want and fight whoever they want, whenever they want, however they want, if their name is anything other than Canelo or any other fighter that he just don't like, they're garbage truck juice. They're showing favoritism. They've been showing favoritism. They're not daring to be great. They're opportunists, blah, blah, blah. But because it's Canelo, and I look at all of these names in the comment section, last name Rodriguez, Contreras, and all this kind of stuff, and, you know, whatever. Yeah. Ramos, Barrientos. So, yeah, I see all these names, and I'm like, right. They love, not you, stupid Sambo. They love the fact that you're willing to sell yourself out. And they use you as an example to say, even he's black and he's even saying it. Doesn't matter what you say. We are supposed to call fights. We can have our favorites and all that, but like I said, I'm nobody's fucking fan. But we're supposed to call shit down the middle. We're supposed to call it like it is. We give the information as it is, raw, uncut, and motherfucking to the point. You guys are all about favoritism. I don't like him. I saw some show, and this dude told me, he said, Aries, man, I know you not down for the bullshit. I'm assuming you didn't see this show, right? I said, what show? I don't remember the name of these dudes. I know one dude got big ass lips and glasses, two black dudes. I can't fuck with their show, and I just can't. I tried. You see, back when I first started this channel, when I was up to like 50-something subscribers, I was reaching out. I was speaking to the subscribers on this channel, telling them to support this channel, support that channel. Look at, we was trying to like build a boxing community. Somewhere in the shuffle, some people get big heads, some people, whatever. And, sometimes things just happen where, and I don't remember half of these fucking people. I don't remember, but what I'm saying, this is what we were doing. Man, I'm not trying to steal your thunder. I'm fucking 50-something subscribers in. I'm trying to, hey, I'm watching, and I realize how arrogant people are. Okay, I can't tell you how long ago it was when I came across these guys' channel, because they're not people that I just watch on a regular. I don't watch any of these motherfuckers on a regular, but they're, for them, I would say maybe the past year. I would say maybe the past year and a half, I don't know, something like that. And these dudes, man, I keep my ears to the street, so I watch things to see what's going on. But when I sat there and I'm looking, he said he wanted me to watch it because he wanted to see if the things I say is the same thing he says, right? We're not FaceTiming, but video chatting. After I watched, I'm sitting there watching the shit, and it's my partner, so we on the phone. And as I'm watching this shit, right, he had a piece of paper flat down, never touched it the whole time. He wanted to get my take first, and then after I say what I'm going to say, he wanted to show me what he wrote. And I swear, what he fucking wrote was damn near almost word for word what I said. But everything I did say, he said. These dudes sat here talking about Clarissa need to sit it down. Now, these are black dudes. Had a female call in. She's defending the fact that, look, Clarissa, as far as her being confident, they tell her she talk a lot of shit, but she back it up. She's a competitor, and then she's talking about her contributions to boxing. See, this is what people don't understand. Back in the day, you got people like this lady, Christy, Amaguchi, she was saying how Christy Martin, she pioneered women's boxing, and she did this and she did that, but she immediately tried to take credit away from who? Layla Ali. Notice how they quick to try to tell you what Christy Martin did. You might have been there in the beginning. You were there in the beginning. Not might have, you were. But guess what? You're older than fucking Layla. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? You did what you did. You called out Layla and you got your little ass whooped. So nobody's trying to take away her contributions to boxing. That's just a deflection for the fact she got her ass whooped, and they make excuses about her being too small. Yeah, I know, right. But yet, at the same time, little ass Alicia Baumgartner, y'all think got a chance against Shields. Right. Okay, well, not only that, she put Ann Wolf and any other fucking female fighter, right, including herself, who didn't come close to even fucking being the standout star that Layla was. And you know what they always said? Oh, she's living off her father's name. How the fuck is she living off her father's name? She's not the one making videos. She's not the fucking one bringing up Ali's name and trying. No, how is she living off her father's name? What the fuck? Is she supposed to deny? Was she supposed to have a real live Apollo Creed and Adonis Creed type situation? She can't mention her father, but no, her father can't be at ringside with her. We know who her father is. No, once again, let's try to take shit away from Layla. And I remember the hate that they was giving Layla. I remember this shit. I clearly remember this shit. So now, it's so funny because me and St. John, all these other fighters, like I said, who was not on Layla's level, they tried to put over Layla. They all had a problem with Layla calling herself the greatest woman boxer of all time. The same way they got a problem with Clarissa Shields saying that shit. And the women from the beginning feel some type of way because they didn't achieve the things. Women's boxing wasn't where it is now. But instead of these motherfuckers getting together and standing together, nah, I told you, it's too much of a feminist thing, it's too much of a chauvinistic thing, it's too much men don't like women, women don't like men, all this goofy shit going on. I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, now what they're trying to do is trying to put Katie over Shields, trying to put Serrano over Shields, and it pissed them off that Shields is still undefeated. And like the lady was saying, if any one of them had the same accomplishments as Shields, you couldn't tell nobody that they wasn't greater than Shields. If you swapped and accomplishments, and we know, like we said, the smaller the women have more of an advantage to be able to go up and down to more weight classes, and they just back and forth. Where if you from 154 and up, well, you got 54, 60, 68, 75. So Shields has done it in all four. She's able from 154 to 75, which means those fucking little women, when if they had, first off, if they mustered the heart to get up and go to 154, after they get their ass kicked, that's going to be the fucking excuses. They were too small. All the skill that they talked about, Christy is this, she's that, she's this, she's that. Okay, right, no problem. Just after she got her ass whooped, don't make no excuses, and that's exactly what they did. These two dudes are talking, and one dude was like, well, first of all, I like Alicia Baumgartner, so like, fuck that. And her sex appeal, her bozo shit. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So this is not even a real conversation. And obviously these men are the type of men that have that mentality where they're a part of this male versus women bullshit. Like, you're saying all this goofy shit, but this is the shit that I'm saying to you. And this is where I'm saying it again, and I'm gonna fucking say it until I as many times as I feel I need to. When I'm listening to people talk about Floyd Mayweather was big mouth, he was this, he was that, at the same time you got Conor McGregor throwing fucking chairs through bus windows, you got fucking Mike Perry punching out an old man, punched a woman in the face. I mean, all this shit. Got Dana White slapping the shit out of his wife. Right, but y'all got all this shit to say about Floyd. Somehow, everybody else, let's just say it like it is, that just happens to not be black, can be like far worse than anything Floyd has ever said or did. But somehow, oh, you gotta love him, man. That's just Mike Perry being Mike Perry. Oh, that's just Conor being, throwing some shit through a table through a bus window that had passengers sitting there, right? Right, that's, yeah. I mean, all of this goofy shit. Ronda Rousey said she fight men. She spar with men. She can beat men. She came out and said she can beat Floyd Mayweather. And not one of you black fucking Sambo ass-kissing motherfuckers had nothing to say about Ronda Rousey talking that shit. Oh, Clarissa Shields say she can beat men. So did Ronda Rousey. And you want to know what? A whole lot of them MMA women think they can beat men. Yeah. But, see, that's exactly what I said earlier. For black people, you have to be black in order for you to attack. Otherwise, y'all just sit back and go with whatever the narrative is. Let me tell y'all something. You got men that think they can beat men. And they're not even on the same level at all. Big fucking deal. Who cares what somebody think? That's your problem. That goes to show you what I'm saying about your fucking incompetence, your ignorance, and your level of immaturity. Y'all think everybody's supposed to agree with, that's the fighter we're going to cheer for. No, I'm not trying to tell you who the fuck to cheer for. I'm bringing you, this is the situation involving this person. Let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at what's right and wrong. That's what I do. You motherfuckers come with the fanboy shit. At the end of the damn day, you got a problem with Shields. She talk too much. Sky Nicholson, who don't talk, really say much anything. You know, just she don't. I've never heard her really bash any fighter. She's always laid back and but no, she's a hater. Huh? Boots Ennis is a hater. Everybody's a hater because they want to step up and fight. But then when you got somebody like Canelo who steps up and fights somebody nobody gives a fuck about seeing them fight. Oh, but this is Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Who gives a fuck, man? Who the fuck ever said Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga? Oh my God, I gotta see that fight. Who the fuck ever said that? I don't fight Mexican, I represent Mexico. Right, but you go and fight Jaime Munguia. Right. Make that make sense. But yeah, but he dares to be great. Crawford calls out, Boots calls out Crawford, and he's a hater. He's not daring to be great. He's not trying to fight one of the best fighters in boxing. No, he's hating. He's hating. Sky Nicholson, you know, she wants to fight against Amanda Serrano. And listen, every interview I've ever seen with Sky Nicholson, it's always a question being asked about who do you want to fight, what do you want to do. Like, you know, I have never even heard her say, like, Amanda Serrano, she like she's a bitch, a fucker. No. She said, like I told you last time, and I agree, she doesn't want to fight me. I know she doesn't want to fight me. Can any one of you, don't tell me what you think, tell me what you know. Can you tell me why she won't fight Sky Nicholson? And the excuse that most people are going to say is about, well, you know, the money got to be bigger. Okay, well, why would you hold titles in a division where there's no money? Because if you if you're fighting and you want the money to be bigger, well, wouldn't it make sense that it's for undisputed, it's for unification? And Sky holds a belt. So why the fuck would you hold a belt in the division with no money? You understand what I'm saying? That's bullshit. That's the logical go-to answer that people, oh yeah, and I think people might really believe that might be the case. Well, it still makes no sense because you chose to hold on to belts and you're paying sanctioning fees. And you see she's one that gets favoritism as well because Serrano has not defended those belts, like I said, in over a year and a half. But she still holds belts in those divisions. Well, if you're not going to fight for undisputed, then what the fuck do you even want to fight at 126 for anyway, period? What's the point? I mean, there was a time when, what's her name? Cecilia Brækhus, right? She was making noise, and she's older now. She was doing what she was doing. And I thought she was a good fighter. And it was the same thing. Everybody was trying to put Cecilia Brækhus over Clarissa Shields. Then when Clarissa Shields, like, you know, here's my thing. This is the era that I come from. This is the cloth I'm cut from. If you think you can beat me, I know I can beat you. We can't get along, let's get it on. Simple. I'm going to walk around holding on the belt saying I could beat him, I could beat him, I could beat him, but for whatever reason, I won't fight him. Now, if everything that I do is based on money alone, solely just money, then that means I don't really give a shit about the thrill of competition. My mindset has went from caring about my legacy and stroking my ego, basically, to all this, it's just about money, 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 money. Well, you know damn well, let's just be real, they fought in Riyadh on top of that. That's a bullshit excuse because you know damn well Turki Al-Sheikh can make it happen. They fought on the same card, remember that. And guess what? As Ben Whittaker and all these guys. So think about it. Sky Nicholson. When you talk about Matchroom or Queensberry fighters, man, stop playing games. Stop it. You know, and Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren work side by side with Turki Al-Sheikh. So that's no excuse about the money. That is no excuse whatsoever. Even if the fight is somewhere else, especially if Turkey gets involved, and even if Turkey's not involved, they can make this fight. They can make the fight. So that's no excuse. I'm telling you, plain and simple, I don't think Amanda Serrano is scared of Sky Nicholson. I do, however, believe she sees the threat. She understands the potential and knows this woman has what it takes to beat me. And I'm telling you, those flat-footed fighters that just walk and chase and just walk people down and run in with their heads, they get exposed to the point where that vulnerability that you overlook because they were able to beat the females that they beat, then you guys say female boxing isn't that deep. I agree. We know this. This is my point. So why the fuck would you be against the best fighting the best anyway? Because it's not too. There's names she can fight, but there's no bigger name at 126 than Sky Nicholson. Put it like that. Outside of Amanda Serrano, she's the very next in line. There's nobody else that's bigger. So that's where I look at it and go, you know Sky's the best at 126. You know she is. So why the fuck would you be against her fighting Amanda Serrano? Now, if Amanda Serrano said, I want to fight Sky Nicholson, and she said, I don't see no point in fighting Amanda Serrano. I don't need to fight her to prove I'm the best. Y'all be like, oh, she's scared. She don't want that smoke. Why would you not want to fight? Okay, then. So why is it different when it's shoe on the other foot? Listen, I understand what boxing has become. And like I told you, it's a joke. Boxing is a mess. It has no structure to it. And this is why fighters just fight whoever they want, whenever they want, come and go as they please. And you guys that are fanboys and fangirls, you're okay with it because you feel like the fighter that you like is in a safe zone. But I want y'all to understand something. All of this bullshit that's going on, all this talk about, this fight is dirty, this fight is this and that, and you clearly overlook fighters that are liars, that openly do shit where there's no fucking, the crazy thing, if we look at Ryan, it's not even about he said, she said. Everything that he said and did was in the open in front of a camera. The information, everything. But then y'all turn around and all of a sudden y'all pick and choose who's a good fighter, who's a dirty fighter, who's overrated, whatever. We don't determine who's going to win a fight by just prejudging. No, we want to see it. I don't give a fuck who I think is going to win or who you think is going to win. It's about let's make the fight happen. I can't remember, what's that lady Chapman? I can't remember her first fucking name. I'll look it up. I'm not going to do it now because, I want to interrupt the video. But I mean, I remember reading all of those goddamn text messages. I mean, messages about just going back and forth. All those damn messages about how Sky was going to be exposed in this fight. She was going to knock Sky out. Oh man, Sky just runs. She's a runner. Sky's boring. Sky this, Sky that. I know. It's always the same shit. But you know what? At the end of the fucking day, skills pay the bills. And now that she got her out the way, I guess Chapman was overrated. I guess Chapman now was, no. This is the thing. There's levels. And a lot of times, fighters have a style where it look easier to beat them than it actually is. And these fighters find it out once they get in there with them. Let me say this. If I see a fighter as a dirty fighter, Mike Tyson was dirty. Y'all can say what y'all want. And like I said, I've given you the fights. Go watch him versus Quick Tillis. And watch him try to shoulder Tillis. He tried to headbutt Tillis. Yeah. All the shit y'all bitching about, he did. Watch him when he fought Razor Ruddock, how he purposely hit him in the nuts and was smiling about it. Like, yeah, I'm going to do it again. Yeah, purposely. Shouldering him, everything. Using his head. Mike was doing all this dirty shit. Bit Holyfield's fucking ear off, and the bullshit pussy ass excuse that, oh man, he was headbutting. Man, let me tell you something. You try to headbutt me, I'm gonna elbow the fuck out you. You hit me low, I'm gonna hit you low twice. I'm not looking for the ref to save me. I'm a man. I'm in there. It's more than I got everything I need to defend myself. I don't need the ref to do that shit for me. The ref's supposed to uphold the rules, but you're not gonna fucking do no dirty shit to me and I'm crying to the ref. No. Hell no. Hell no. And I'm great with my feet too, and my knees and elbows. So, yeah, you want to be stupid and try to fucking do some dirty shit. Yeah, I hit you with something you ain't fucking used to coming at you. I'll split your shit open. And guess what? If I got suspended, fuck it. I got suspended. If I got, whatever. Because you don't want to know what it is? Bottom line is this. Fighters come to fight. Talkers come to talk. When the talkers get in there, they realizing, damn, this shit ain't easy. I thought it was going to be easy. This shit ain't easy. The fighters came ready. The motherfucker that came and did all the talking is now trying to find a way out the fight. So I'm not worried about all that shit. I lost that motherfucking, like a man told me one time, he said, man, a dangerous man is a man that don't feel he got nothing to lose. And why he said that to me was because I said, I don't give a fuck about how people see me. All this greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, this, that, what. Fuck, you can't define who and what I am. Yeah. So for those fighters that go in the ring wanting to be undefeated, then they lose a fight, all of a sudden it's like, man, they don't know how to handle that shit, right? You know, they go in the ring, they think a fight's supposed to go this way, that way. Nah, I don't believe in hand picking. I believe in breaking out. And I'm gonna tell you one of the things that I know is wrong with this generation, and it's been wrong for a long time. We studied fighters. We studied everybody. We watched everything they did. We watched and understood, and I'm knowing, like, yeah, my hand speed is crazy. My power is crazy. Everything. My movement, my head, everything. My vision, my reflexes, everything. My IQ. So my thing is, there's no fighter that I'm going to fight where I'm going to feel like I don't need to use all of it. Like, no, I'm coming to every fight. I don't, like I said, if you was fucking 5 and 55, I'm going to fight you like you was 55 and 5. Everything you study. And I remember Pernell Whitaker and certain fighters with that whole, I don't study them up. Like, stop. Motherfucker, you sit ringside, you watching the fights, you're studying. You go home and study film. That's the whole, let me try to make people think I just figure everybody. No. That's one of the things that people don't do. They're ignorant and they're egos. You can watch fights and look at people do things and understand why they do it. And understand the science of boxing, and you fall in love with that shit, and you just become a hybrid fighter. You know how to do these things and how to implement it in the ring. And this is why I say these fighters are good on the levels that they're on. I still don't put these fighters, none of them, in the same class as fighters of the past, simply because they do not have that full scope of why and what, when, and where. And the level of competition that they're fighting is not the same. So they stand out in their way, but no, it's not the same shit, man. And certain things you just innately know, you feel it. You know when something is, it's like with yourself. You know when you're ready for something versus when you're not. And that's why I said the talkers come to talk, the fighters come to fight. The fighters get in there and show them what they made of, and the talkers realize, oh man, damn, fuck, this ain't going the way I thought. And like I said, they try to find a way out. That's what you see all the time, man. I told you. That's why when I heard Jamel Charlo saying he watched Canelo's fight, I forget who it was, but this is that fight thing afterwards. He said he had messed his hand up, had to get surgery or something again, whatever. Forgot the guy's name. And Charlo was going, I could beat this guy, man. So, here's my thing. What did I tell you guys? I don't depend on you to make mistakes. I depend on me to shut down everything that you do and engage how I have to. You might not come in the ring and make those same mistakes when we fight. So if I'm looking for that, you understand what I'm saying? No. You're supposed to know what to do. That's what you train for. That's what all these fighting different styles is. You know, these fighters, what I see is like they either locked in on one fighter style, and if that fighter is different, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to switch it. They don't know how to, pull out other tricks in their bag. It's like, oh man, I didn't train to throw the fucking jab and bring the jab into an uppercut. I didn't train to do that. Oh, I forgot how to do it. This is what these fighters seem like. Like they just don't have it all. Like they no matter how good they are, it's still shit missing. You understand what I mean? It's like you can't, you just can't really be serious going into that ring thinking that you're fighting someone, another world-class fighter on top of that, and you just don't feel the need to study what they do and what. Man, I watched everybody. We used to sit, especially at night, take the film we had that little film projector. Used to go there in the back. It was just more fun. We used to get all them VCR tapes, man, and we used to just sit there and watch from Jack Johnson, from all of these dudes, man, Max Schmeling. Like, we watched everybody. We watched everybody, the Jake LaMotta's, the everybody, man, Ruben Hurricane Carter, Sonny Lee. I mean, we watched everything. We studied everything about them. And it was like, we look forward to this shit, man. Well, you talk to fighters now, and they be like, "Oh, I never seen Mike Tyson fight, but I know I heard he was supposed to like be like one of the goats, and I never seen Ali fight, but I never seen Ray Robinson fight, but I heard." What the fuck? And this is the craft that you supposed to love? No, they don't love the craft. They love the money. They love the benefits. That's what they love. That's what the fuck they love. And they have options. Those fighters didn't have options other than maybe a commentary job, or, if they took their money and opened up a gym, but they didn't have no social media where they could monetize channels and advertise things without having to physically be places and all, no, it was different. They didn't have all this other shit that they have like now, all these different opportunities. I mean, you can go take some classes and you understand what I mean? You got people right now who never saw a 9th grade classroom and they're rich as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's so much that they can do other than just that one thing. So those fighters were hungry. That's why they fought so much, because they had to fight to make that money. The money wasn't then what it is now. So you think that these fucking spoon-fed motherfuckers, even if they become spoon-fed after they get in, that's why you got to always understand. I will always say this. Every fucking fighter that's ever seen Floyd train always said the same thing. Like, yo, Floyd trained like he broke, yo. So y'all can hate all y'all want, but like I said, man, that dude mastered his craft. He was one of the few masters of boxing. Do you think that shit matters when you see a top 10, top 20, and they got Floyd ranked at number 17 or some shit? Like, do you think that fucking matters, man? Do you think it matters who they put first? I don't give a fuck about no list. That's all subjective shit, man. That is all subjective. So it doesn't make a difference about somebody's top 10 and who they think. That doesn't matter. At the end of the fucking day, my thing is this. There's fighters that if they never fought, the majority would have said, this fighter would beat this fighter. But guess what? They fought. This fighter smashed that fighter. And in the history fucking books, if they didn't fight, they would have this fighter ranked much higher. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why when a fighter loses, they start going to that person was old, or that person wasn't the same fighter, or whatever it may be. Hey, man, listen. We, as men, as stand-up men, as stand-up women, should always stand on the truth and understand. We are surrounded by a bunch of fraudulent, low-down, no-good, scumbag, soft, sissy, whiny, crybaby, think they know everything type of people. And all they speak is bullshit, their opinions, and show favoritism and bias. And that's what's always going to separate me from the rest of these motherfuckers. And I don't give a fuck if you got 60,000, 100,000, 300,000, a million subscribers. Good for you. I'm never going to sit in front of this camera and spew a bunch of fucking favoritism shit out. No. I like certain things about people. I like when a person carry themselves respectfully. I like when a person, is about standing on business and not blah, 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 blah. But then I'm going to talk all of this shit about you, but I'm not going to fight you. Come on, man. But y'all are okay with that. What does that say about you? Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.